Hello, and welcome back to Song Surveys on Sofas with Superheroes. So, I'm really excited. Today is another request that I completed, and I love the requests. So, please keep them coming. I really am enjoying doing these. It's awesome. I'm learning about all this new music, and it's great. So, thank you. All right, so the song today is called Not Allowed by TV Girl. And so let's get into it. So the music and the lyrics come in right at the same time. And so the lyrics that are first sang are actually the lyrics to the chorus, but it's just like such an awesome effect. So the music is in the forefront and the lyrics are kind of in the background. And then the music, so the sound of music that's in the forefront is like some kind of woodwind, either like a flute or maybe a clarinet. And then you get this like, it sounds like, like a synthesized sort of human voice. If you know what the word is and it's not please let me know. But it has like this awesome effect. And so what I love is, first of all, right after the first line, there's laughing, and it's so good, especially because it goes so well with the first line. And then the laughing does come later on, but that like initial, like that first line is sung, and then you get this like laugh. It's just such a good effect. And again, it comes back like a little bit later. You can hear it in the background again, but it's really in the forefront that first time. So I really liked that. And I also love how the third line is pushed even further into the background. So you get that first line, the laughter, two more lines that are more in like the forefront than this third line, right? And this line gets like pushed even further back. And so it's kind of like you almost miss it if you're not listening to it, but I love it. It's such a good, like little subtle thing. And it's just so excellent. Really liked that effect. And yeah, so really liked the chorus in that first part of the song. And so the lines I really love in the chorus are, you're wasting your tongue with lame excuses and lies. So as an SLP, the idea of wasting your tongue is just so fantastic. I love that concept. I just like wasting is not something you hear often as a verb to use with tongue, the noun. So like, I just love that. I thought that was really such a clever way to put it. Really love that line. It's great. I also am super curious to know like what's a better use, right? So if you're wasting it, that means like there has to be some way to not waste it. So yeah, just like would be so, it just kind of makes you think like, okay, well, so this is what like excuses and lies. So if you do the opposite of that, does that mean that to not waste it would be like reasons and truths? So I think that's a pretty interesting concept too of the flip flop of that. So yeah. Okay, I'm trying to think of like chorus versus verses here. All right, so then the yeahs stop and the music becomes more full as the verse starts. So those yeahs kind of go away. And then this time, so when the verses come in, there's the female vocals, but also a male vocal. So they sing like simultaneously, so you can hear both of them at the same time. So I really like that as well. There's also a line at the end of the chorus, which wasn't in the lyrics that I read and looked at. And so I couldn't figure out what it was. And so the second time they sing the chorus, there's another line that's added to the end, but it didn't sound like that line. So if you know what that is, please let me know. I really couldn't figure it out. It sounded like, I was really like struggling to hear, because it's kind of sounded like the same line that's added later, but then I didn't think it was. So please let me know. But again, it's like all in the background. And so I thought that was a really cool effect as well. So yeah. So I like in the first verse, the part that says, but now he's playing with your head. But did he ever make you come? Did he ever make you cry? Do the wires in your mind get sewn together? Love it. Like just so heartbreakingly brilliant, right? So just the picture this paints of this guy, right? Like he is so terrible that he has confused this person and like convinced them that they can't tell the difference between pain and pleasure. And I just, it's just like so. And then the imagery you get of like sewing together the wires, really, really love this line. I thought this was really clever, and again, love the imagery, and just, just says a lot about this person, this guy that they're talking about, right? And then I also like how in the first line they talk about mind, or they brought back the mind after using head in that first line. So I like that they kind of bring it back without using the same language. So that was really cool too. I also liked the lines, "You don't know how long I could stare into your picture and wish that it was me. I guess it's different because you love him." These like 3 or 4 lines tell such an intricate story with so few words. Like love, love, love this. Again, like really makes me think, and I love when lyrics make me do that. So first, it establishes that the photo has the person the singer is singing about, but also this guy that was mentioned beforehand, right? So, I wish it was me, right? So that immediately makes me think, okay, there's the person that the singer is singing about, but also the other guy that they just mentioned previously. And so, so I really love that. I think that is just like such a subtle way to introduce that concept. So really enjoyed that. And then also the fact that like, even if it was that person, so even if the singer was with that person, it would be a different picture, right? Because it would be, I guess it's different because you love him. So yeah, so I like that idea too, that like potentially if it was a picture of the two of them, the singer and the person that they're singing about, it would be like a different picture, a different pose, different emotions on their faces. So yeah, and then I also think that come the rest of the song, the fact that because you love him, it does become more important than initially when I first like was researching the song. But yeah, so that will like come back in, at least in my opinion, in a big way. And so I really like this line. I think it establishes a lot without saying a lot. And so yeah, so I really, really love that line. All right, so after this verse is over, you get the Yaz, they come back in during the last line of this verse. And then it takes you into the chorus. It changes going back to the beginning a little bit, more similarly, but you get a more full sound with more instruments. And then this is only female voice again for the chorus, so I really liked that. And and then they do this like brilliant, beyond brilliant thing. So they don't have the first line from the first chorus that they originally sang. So what they did was they changed the line that is like more in the background. So again, the lyrics go kind of back into that background, but instead of like the third line, it's now like the fourth line in the original chorus, but now it's like the third line because they cut out the first line. I know I feel like I'm just like confused you. My point is, last chorus, the line was like really like pushed back. This chorus, the same lines are there, but they chose a different line to push further back. Love, love, love the subtlety. I love those subtle differences, especially in a chorus that gets repeated. So the fact that they did that, so smart, so well done. Really, really enjoyed that. Really, really enjoyed that. Thought that was really great. Yeah, and so then there's another line added to the to this chorus. And again, I always like changes, but I especially love that subtle change that I was just talking about. I know I seem like I'm harping on it, but it was so good. So then the music shifts and goes back to both the female and male vocals for the next verse. And so I like really love the whole theme of this next like verse section, I guess, because it's, well, I'll explain it. So it's cut into different parts and it's like one long verse, but okay. So the whole theme of this next part is like, it addresses the fact that the singer is a poet and that the verses, and I guess the chorus are like sonnets. And so again, I say that it's like one long verse, but it's broken into these like sonnets. It's perfect. And I just love that they like head on addressed it. I thought that was really clever. And I especially love the line, "and swear we were," so they're talking about the fact that the singer is a poet with these other poets, and we swear we were only being honest, which I really love, because it's like, well, no matter how offensive my language may be, because they say like before this at a different part in the previous verse that is interactive, sick, and twisted imagination. So I really, really like that they were like, I mean, listen, I have this like interactive, sick, twisted imagination, but I'm a poet and I'm telling you the truth. We're only being honest. And so I think that word only really gives that line such the kick that it needs. Like, oh, it's just, or it has, not even needs, it just has. Like, it's so good, right? It's like, well, we're only being honest. Like, I love that. I thought that was really well done. And again, I just love the whole theme of like, we are poets and we're just telling the truth. So if you're offended, like, you shouldn't be. So I really liked that. I thought that was cool. This is also the part of the song where the singer begins to kind of like realize or admit that maybe this person isn't into them as much as they would like. And the line is, and I'm starting to suspect you don't intend to do anything you say at all. And so I really like this for so many reasons. One, it's kind of the first time really that you get the impression that the person that the singer is singing about is having like an intimate interaction with the singer, right? So at first it's kind of just like, I'm into you, you're in love with someone else. But now it's like, wait a minute, you're not going to do what you've been telling me you're going to do. So in my head, that could be like, I'm going to leave him. I swear, I love you. This is going to work between us. Like, so I don't know. I just am interested to know what those things are that the person is saying. And so I thought that was really interesting because it brings in kind of this new element to the person that they're singing about. Because again, up until this point, you can kind of just assume like, okay, well, maybe this person, has no idea what's going on. But now all of a sudden, like, you're not doing what you say at all. Like, that could mean something totally different and totally puts a new kick on this person that they're singing about, in my opinion. I don't know. All right. And then, so it kind of also goes back to wasting your tongue, right? And so I know that line is in the chorus, which has already been sang, but for some reason it didn't strike me as like being directly related to the singer for some reason. And so I don't know, like this line just kind of caught me off guard and I was like, oh. So I love that this line later on in the song made me kind of rethink the lyrics and kind of like take a step back and be like, oh, now I see what they're saying. Got it. So I loved that. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, it's awesome. Really, really like these lyrics. So yeah, sorry. Okay. So then it goes back into the chorus and you get the Yaz, and this time more prominent woodwind comes back. So that part comes back. Again, there's another line that I can't understand at the end, and it sounds like similar to the song sound. The first time, I don't know. Please let me know what that line is. Please, someone, please. And so the music shifts and there's no more Yaz, but there's still prominent woodwind and like a piano and a synth sound. And so this is kind of ends the song. So I guess technically it would be a bridge just because the verses are so, I guess technically it would be the bridge. But the bridge ends the song. This part of the song is the end. And so the line is, all by yourself, sitting alone. I hope we're still friends. Yeah, I hope you don't mind. I love this lyric so much. It really just is so intriguing to know what they are talking about. So alone, as in like, are you alone because you've suddenly realized what the singer is saying to you and you need a minute to yourself? Or are you alone because you broke up with this guy who maybe the singer is exaggerating as like this horrible, terrible person? Or maybe they're just kind of like true and like this guy really is bad and so you ended up alone at the end of the song. I don't know. I love it. I love thinking about it. I feel like every time I listen to the song I'm like, no, it's definitely this way. He's definitely not as bad, and they're just, they had a conversation about how bad the singer wants this person, and now the person is like, whoa, I need a second. And then I listen to it again and I'm like, nope, this guy is definitely a really bad person. And now the person that the singer is thinking about is alone because they broke up. And I don't know. But I don't know. Because then you get the line, I hope we're still friends. yeah, I hope you don't mind. I love it. Again, it's like every time I listen to it, I think of a different scenario in my head. So yeah, so I really like that line, and it gets repeated a lot, but halfway through the repetition, a percussion part comes in, and then the lyrics kind of end, and the music fades pretty quickly right after the lyrics end. And so I actually kind of like that the lyrics don't fade into the end. Like the lyrics are being sung, they stop, and then the music kind of plays a few more notes and then it ends. So I like that it didn't like fade with the music. I thought that was kind of a cool effect, because oftentimes you will hear it like fade out, fade out, fade out, fade out. So I liked that it didn't do that. Man, I really love these lyrics. Again, it's just so much thought and like so many different scenarios. And again, like the singer says, we're poets, right? And so this is like a poetic version of life, or is this like really what? But then he says, or only being honest. So like, I just love it. I love that you kind of get caught into this, like, I don't know, you're like caught between two places. Is this really just the truth? Are you only being honest? Or is this a little bit more of a poetic version, right? So yeah, so I really liked the song. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Guys, I love them. I love listening to all these new things and like having my brain think about all this different cool stuff. So please comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll do my next request, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.